Are we literally going episode 11? We're not even going like episode 1 of 2021. We're recording most, ne?
Yeah, no, it's been
Episode 1 of 2021, aka episode 11. I want to leave the spirits of 2020 behind me. Yo, I want to leave the spirits of 2020 behind me. Okay, so let's go. Again. Whoo. Let me first start by saying welcome to 2021. I think I remember the first episode of the podcast last year. I literally was so energetic on some welcome to 2020, 20, all of. Welcome to 2020. Welcome to the side sessions. Let's go ahead and get this started, man. Yes, 2020 was plenty, all right. Like we all know a lot happened in 2020. Like COVID, the biggest thing that ever had to happen, literally ruined all of our lives. Sanjba, have you ever spent longer than 6 months ungasebenzi? Have you ever done that? Has that ever happened to you? Imagine to me as a DJ what it felt like not working for 6 months. Let that sink in. 2020 was a lot. I mean, 2020 left with like relationships, with friendships, with jobs, guys. Yes, we actually saw a lot in 2020. We actually really saw a lot. But yeah, I'm doing this because this is a total recap of 2020. I'm going to be recapping on a lot. I'm going to try my best to do the best I can to recap on the music, on the news, on the biggest things, on what happened in 2020. And like, honestly, if you have anything that you want to share with me, please go ahead and drop a comment below as to how your 2020 was and as to what I can say you looked forward to in 2020 that didn't materialize. Let's cry together. Guys, like 2020 was supposed to be the year, actually. Like it was supposed to be the year. But it's fine. Life moves on. Things are gonna happen, bigger, better things are gonna happen. But let's just be safe this time and start by saying happy 2021 without counting our chickens before they hatch, and say that we are looking forward to what 2021 has in store for us. And I'm just trying to count my words here, like, you know, counting your chickens before they hatch, like we did 2020. I'm just trying to count my words here and be on the safe side. And literally be on the safe side. Okay, sharp. Welcome to 2021, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sai Jones. Welcome to the podcast. This is the Sai Sessions. We talk about music, we comment on music, we comment on the latest, we plug you with the latest house music. We feature underground house music artists, producers, musicians, and also, what else do? We talk to them, get to know them better. And that's the one side, of course, of the podcast. Then the other side, the flip side, which is this side, is where you get your plug on music, on the entertaining side, on the news, on everything. And so I'm gonna try my best to make sure that I, bundle 2021 into a little bottle, if that's even possible, for you today. Don't forget to leave me a comment throughout the show if you feel like you wanna leave me a comment for anything. Don't forget to just drop me a comment down below. I'm gonna read them and I'm gonna reply. Okay, let's just move. Like I said, 2020, ladies and gentlemen, was a lot. There was a lot of music 2020. There was a lot of drama. There was a lot of news. There was a lot of everything in 2020. So it's pretty hard for me to sit down and think, Konje Sai Jones, what happened in 2020 that is worth talking about? So I'm going to try my best. Don't kill me too hard. If you feel like I didn't mention anything, which is highly likely going to happen, go ahead, drop down below. Okay, here's what I want to do. I want to go ahead, number one, touch on that, the pros of 2020. Let me touch on the pros. Let me start with the pros. No. I already started with the cons. So let me go ahead and start and go to the pros. Of course, we know what the cons were: loss of jobs, friendships, relationships, loss of work, loss of money, everything. It was just a mess. I'm an entertainer, I'm a DJ, so I know from first-hand experience. Okay, cool. Let's slide the cons onto the side and go to the pros. The pros, number one, the one that I saw is that people are opening their platforms to people that they didn't open their platforms to way much more now. And that's amazing to see. It's sad that it had to take COVID for people to open up their platforms, but Ndwana, they're gonna call you. That's all I know, because now they are in need of content. So if your music, number one, you try to get your music on the major radio stations or any other radio stations back in the day pre-COVID, it's definitely easier post-COVID because they want the content. Number two, they're putting more talented people on platforms, and that's what's exciting me. So all I have to say is the con is that if they didn't call you previously, Ndwana, they're gonna call you very soon to feature because they need the content. Like, you provide content. What else are they gonna do? They need the content. Bazokufonela. Just hlala phansi wena, continue pushing, continue with the work, continue with the music. They'll definitely call you. So I'm glad that at least the pro is that the platforms, people are opening more platforms. There's that lockdown house party that they started during lockdown last year. I definitely know that they've put on some people onto that. It first started weird because it was like, okay, you guys are still putting on you guys are recycling the same people. You're recycling the same people. Okay, that's a bit awkward, but now they're doing season 2 and they are putting on people that are in the underground music scene, and I am alive for it. I'm alive for it because honestly, there's a lot of talent out there and we cannot be recycling talent. It's very, we cannot be seeing the same people, the same faces, the same twilibs, the same everything on each and every platform. My goodness, it gets tiring. It just gets tiring. But that is South African entertainment for you, I guess. But yeah. Listen, my friends, listen. Flip. I'm trying to do my best to manage my thoughts. I have my notes here, honestly, but I'm trying my best to just, be structural, but also to try and get everything done all in this little span of time. In a span of time where it will all remain interesting. Okay, sharp. Here's what was supposed to happen today. I was supposed to have a co-host that was going to recap with me musically. She was going to share on her side as a fellow DJ what stood out for her musically, and then we'd talk about the whole entertainment side on what stood out. But that's not happening because clearly she isn't here. But I want to do something completely different and I'm quite excited for it. I'm going to call some of my friends and then we're going to hear their input on how 2020 was musically. Let me start by saying there's a bunch of projects that stood out. Of course, your Lemon and Herbs, Aura, they dropped. Man, guys, Nimamelu Aura must in the show. Aura is mind-blowing by Lemon and Herb, and I don't hate, but I have a weird situation where I'm like, I don't like mentioning famous people because they are already famous, so what's the point? But Lemon and Herb, they're my boys, and they dropped a fire album, so I can't not sweep that under the rug. I know Kai and the Soul also dropped an EP, which was basically lit. Technique also dropped an EP called Libra that was also on another level. And by the way, when the president opened, when he opened the country for 6 weeks, for literally a month, guys. The president opened 2 months. The president opened the country, and we tried our best as DJs to get the work in. And then he was like, okay, you guys don't deserve nice things. Shut it down. But there's an event called Spiritual that I gigged at, and I also was a religious attender of. There was also an event called Deep in the City, which I was a religious attender of as well. They are house music events. They are house music based, underground house, type of vibe, type of feel. Very, very, like, the energy there is amazing. Spiritual there, for me, was more musical in the sense that there was more music that I got acquainted to at Spiritual. Then Deep in the City was more vibey, more party type of situation. So at Spiritual, I got introduced to so many people. For example, a duo called Cargo. Cargo! Oh my goodness, where have they been all my life? Like when I was listening to their music, I was just like, whoa, okay, what is happening? Edward. Oh, okay, what is happening? I got introduced to those people and I was just like, where have they been all of my life? Edward's set is probably the best set I've ever heard I've ever heard in a while. I'm just like, whoa. As DJs, we like to pretend that we don't Shazam music, but no, we do. We Shazam the hell out of other people's sets, and we like to act like we don't, but no, we do. Now I don't even hide it. I go and I'm just like, Copper track ID, please. Because I love the song. So that was the situation with Edward. And when we start doing that, you must know that the set is fire. So I got introduced to new people, to new music. I did a 2020, best of 2020 mix that I do want to post on YouTube. Hopefully, hopefully we can do that. I hope we can do that. So that you guys get to enjoy the music that really stood out for me and that really changed my 2020. And if you have any music that also changed your 2020, please go on ahead and share it with me. I would love to put it in a mix. So that's why I want you to share. I would love to put it in a mix so that's how we're getting to know one another. We are, we're in each other's space like that. So for me, like I said, the projects that did stand out are, like I said, Lemon and Herb's new project, or Kind of Soul's new project, the EP, Techniques EP as well, CEO and Luca and CEO's album, Beyond Heaven and Earth. Oh my goodness. Please go listen to Beyond Heaven and Earth. That is elevation of music. It's electronic, but it's also it's elevated. You're gonna enjoy the entire thing from track 1 to track Z. Like I don't. Yeah, you are. Go on ahead and plug yourselves with those. There's still a bunch of stuff that I know I have not touched on, but that's mainly because there literally is a lot. It's so hard for me to do this alone and to try and at least share with you who exactly stood out for me, because there was a lot of music released in 2020. I know that in 2019 Mapiano was doing its first round, right? And then in 2020 now it was like full force, and I'm proud to say, like, I'm proud of Mapiano. Actually, it's evolving. Because now you don't just have that Kabza sound and Mapurisa sound. Now you've got jazzy Q's sound also pulling up. You've got everyone else's also pulling up. So I'm proud of Mapiano. It's evolving. Kudos. I did not expect it. Well, I did not expect it, to be quite honest with you. So which means they are pulling out those archives. They're pulling up on us. Nah, I'm alive for it. I'm alive for music. I'm alive for music. I did not expect it though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I said the way you didn't like.
No. Don't get me wrong. Mapiano is not for me. Mapiano is not for me. Like, it doesn't speak to me. But I will never deny the musicality. I'll never deny what it does to the people in the streets. I will give it its credit. Like, but it's not for me, unfortunately. And it's not for me. It doesn't speak to me. But like, that's really, really okay. Like, music really, not everything speaks to everybody, if that makes sense. Yo, I want to like honestly speaking, I tried my best. I'm trying my best to structure my thoughts and to kind of structure the way and the recap and the music. Like I said, we'll see where my piano goes. Because 2020 was a good year for it. On that note, a lot of hip-hop artists have also decided to do my piano. I think I should actually just adopt them on this show. They are no longer hip-hop artists, they are house now, because piano is house. So I should just, speak about them on this show, because honestly, like, yeah, they're no longer hip-hop artists. So, and also just the project that stood out for me, your techniques, your kind of souls, your lemon and herbs, your black coffee. Actually, black coffee, I'm not sure, I don't know what's happening with the album. I think that he dropped an album called Subconsciously, but on Apple Music, not all of the tracks are out yet. So I don't know if it's out, but I just know that there are some tracks that are out. So the tracks so far, like honestly, they great, but like, yeah, they great. Like I said, famous people, not on the podcast. Jerusalem, I cannot not speak about Jerusalem, Master KG. I remember the first episode of the podcast, I was like, Jerusalem, I was like, Master KG is the one. Do not sleep on Master KG. The guy has views on YouTube. I remember saying that. The Xhosa Nation was behind it. If you play Jerusalem and the Xhosa Nation. Guys, and by the way, Master G has views. Master KG rather, has views on YouTube. Master K, I checked out his YouTube videos. That guy doesn't have anything below 2 million views. His videos. That guy has views. The song has about 5 million views. Jerusalem has 5 million views. Wow. And now we're here, 2021. Did Jerusalem not make around 2 in 2020? Because Jerusalem, remember, was big in 2019. It became Song of the Year. Right? I'm pretty sure, by the way, it became Song of the Year. And then, round 2, 2020. Have you ever seen a song do that before? Like, let me put this down. That has never happened. We've never seen a song do a full round 2. And some people can even safely say it was, because some people can say to themselves, no, Jerusalem could have just been the 2020 Song of the Year. But like, it's this Song of the Year, we're not taking it seriously as South Africans. And I'm trying to also ask myself if we should, but I don't know. Music is music, and Song of the Year status to me is very subjective. But what song did you come into 2021 with? Drop down below, let me know. Then I can also just see what your Song of the Year was. What song did they play on the radio stations when they were saying happy? I just want to know. I want to see something. And that's just it on Master KG. What else happened in 2020? If I'm forgetting something, this is the time to drop down below. Let the girl know what she is forgetting. But I'm gonna call a bunch of my friends. I'm gonna try and see who's gonna pick up to see if they can go on ahead and tell me what stood out for them for 2020. Yeah, let me try someone first. People who definitely pick up, like, let me call DJ Mzu and see if he's gonna pick up. And I'm just gonna find out from him what exactly stood out for 2020, and musically who stood out for him, because he also dropped in 2020. He dropped an album called Reintroduction. So please go cop that. Actually, looks like he's not picking up. Let me see if he's gonna pick up. Beep beep. Why DJs don't like to pick up their phones? Like, what else are they doing? Honestly, what are they doing? Okay, let me try Skindeep and see what he says. Real fast, real quick. Voice call. Yeah, let me try Skindeep and see what he says. Maybe people don't like to be called on WhatsApp because like WhatsApp only makes sense. Hi.
I'm easy. How are you?
I'm okay. I was actually saying hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm easy.
Okay.
How's work? I
It's
saw
okay.
you were shooting.
Yeah, I'm still shooting right now. Actually, I'm calling you to actually ask you something real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanna, I'm trying to do a mini recap on what happened 2020 musically, especially the house music side. And I'm just like, I feel like so much happened and my input will not be enough. So I'm just like, hey, call some people and see what their opinion was, a young comment on on how they feel 2020 went musically and what stood out, what projects or music stood out for them musically. So that's what I want to know from you. Yes, and house music.
I think in terms of house, like, I don't know if I should even put Amapiano like in that market. Like, just outside that, I feel like I think the Afro-tech sound kind of became more dominant. Even the deep tech sound, with a lot of guys that were releasing, like
I agree.
About China Chameleon. I think the album that people really waited for was the Lemon and Herb one.
Yeah.
But because they couldn't like do much in terms of touring, it was kind of limiting. So I feel like that was the most anticipated album in the scene. Which kind of banged, and with the return of Deep in the Sea, it kind of revived the scene a lot.
Yeah,
because when we were under lockdown, everything was like closed. So the big thing that happened was obviously the online shows, and the TV show, obviously, Awoshims.
Yeah.
So I think that was the main thing, like the birth of online shows. And guys like Tequila Gang, where like they're doing like more soul. They still kept it going. So that's like what those were like the main highlights, I think, because we got hit by the pandemic in March. So that was pretty much the beginning of the year. So everyone was still settling in. We're going into Easter, and then we're closed as we're about to like start the year off with the band. So during that time, people were kind of like trying to survive. So it was online shows, and Kid Fag with his radio show.
Yeah.
And then by the time everything came back, I think Deep in the Sea was sort of the thing that held the scene. And obviously the sessions they do is Avutulo, like Cafes. Those were the other alternatives in the scene, but everyone was just trying to survive, I guess.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, that's exactly also what I just said. This is how this went actually. Like, yeah, you and I are saying the same thing actually. Like,
literally no tours.
Yeah, literally no tours, and even though I know a lot of people did like drop music even in the underground scene. I know tons of people did drop, but you're right. The most anticipated one was Lemon and Herb, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think that's the most memorable album in the scene.
Yeah, true story. You're right. Okay, yeah.
Dropped.
Thank you. Now I have to call someone else and see if they're gonna say something different.
Later. Sharp. No, I'm saying later. All the best.
Okay, thank you. I'll talk to you later, Sharp. You see, he said exactly what I said. They call LOL. I actually found out that they call the Afro-tech sound. But see, what do they call it? King or something like that. Like I saw a video of Kabza De Small going, what is that sound? What is it? It was so funny actually, but I agree with him 100%. Afro-tech and deep tech really did a number, like, and that's the sound I play around, by the way. Like that's my playground also, in a way, amongst many of my other playgrounds. I'm such a bipolar DJ, but I'm a good DJ. Okay, let me try Ludz. Let me try Ludz, a fellow female DJ. See what she has to say, see what her opinion is on 2020 and what stood out for her. especially when it comes to house music in the scene. Must even, well, I know who to call next, but I think he said he's in studio.
Hello.
Hey girl, how are you? Do you feel now? How I answer Risha with keenness and psycho excited? Yes, see, listen, Dilapa, I'm shooting my podcast, and I'm out here recapping on 2020 musically, and I'm thinking, yo, you know what? I cannot do this alone. So let me make some phone calls to see about how 2020 went musically. So that's why I'm calling. I'm like, I need to know how you feel 2020 went musically and what stood out for you. If there's a specific project that stood out for you, EP, like, or what music stood out for you?
Deep house, I believe that deep house stood out.
Yeah,
during this lockdown, a lot of DJs, how can I put it? They worked so hard because of this lockdown. I think the lockdown gave them a bit of a push. And that's why, for me, deep house, especially in South Africa, the producers did a hell of a job. They did a hell of a job last year. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
And then for me, how I stood out was just working hard. I think the mixes that I was doing last year during a lockdown, they really helped a lot. And work has been paying off. Now I'm a resident DJ on Power FM. I didn't think that was going to...
Yeah, that's dope, by the way. I saw that for you, just so you know. I was like, I see this for you. Like, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so much, Faith. Thank you so much.
But now, what songs that were dropped, or what projects in 2020 that were dropped that you feel like, yeah, this is the one? What do you have anything in mind?
Well, say that again.
Titi, what music or projects or albums or EPs that was dropped in 2020 that stood out for you?
Oscar Bob.
I see you, hey.
And also there's a guy that you need to look out for. His name is Ezra. He released his debut single last year called Solala, featuring Solomon, and it's currently playing on radio. It's number 12 today. Yeah, it was number 12 today.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so those are the top 2 albums. And then singles-wise, there's a lot of guys that have been dropping, like, Channel Music has been doing a lot of videos for guys.
Yeah, I remember that actually. Okay, that's actually dope. That's all I need, Yokba, to just hear from your side what you feel the take was. So congratulations actually again on your residency. Honestly, like, many more to come. Yes.
Thank you so much, baby. Thank you so much.
Sharp, ne?
Sharp.
Okay, I see. Ludz is also fellow female DJ. She's also saying the deep house scene was really, really aggressive last year. I want to call one more person. Let me see what this one is up to. No. I want to call 2 more people. Let's see what this one is up to. If they're going to pick up. Let me see what they're up to.
Start a copy and press.
I knew he's busy. Well, I knew he's busy. Okay, yeah, I knew he's busy. So, high key, I can't call Spay because he's busy. Let me call one last person, actually. Let me call Bekzin. Let me call Bekzin Terris and see if he's not busy and if he can make a quick comment on how he felt 2020 went. But I feel like calling one more person. No, I'll call. I'm gonna do it. Yo, hey. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, sir. I'm good, and you?
I'm okay. Are you busy?
32 minutes to your mind.
Okay. And listen, I want 2 seconds of your time, ne?
Okay.
I want 2 seconds of your time. I'm doing my 2020 recap musically, and I just want to know from your side as a DJ, what stood out musically in 2020? How was the feel of music in 2020?
I think it gave, for my side, I think it gave Amapiano a great platform it gave Amapiano a good platform actually to evolve and better their sound, you know? Like in terms of the South African culture, yeah. So far, like the rest didn't work. There's a lot of songs that are like that are dope. That I think if it wasn't because of the lockdown, it would have been like big songs.
I hear you.
But now, because there's this culture that people were trying to jump on, and the president shut down the country, right? So when he opened, like people continued and wanted to carry on and see what this whole thing is, and it gave them more chance to sit in studio. Because I don't think if Baba K, if he was busy, like they would have had time to like, you know, to like evolve their sound. Like now it's more evolved.
I hear you.
It sounds way better than how it started.
I hear you actually. I hear you.
Because when you look at like proper producers, when they jump into like layer sound, that means there's a certain thing that has evolved that particular genre, you know, to make it sound musical, to make music sense to people that have already been in the industry.
That makes sense. What project stood out for you though last year, that dropped last year? Do you know?
Yeah.
Which one?
But I think Cairo's album.
Oh yeah! Oh Agora.
Yeah, Cairo's album and Sanel's album.
Sanel's album.
Yeah.
Oh.
100.
Yay. Okay, I hear you. Okay, sharp. That's all actually. Thank you.
Alright, cool.
Sure. Okay, so Bekzin Terris literally came up with people that I don't know why I like. This is why I decided call a friend. You know who wants to be a millionaire, and then they have that thing that goes call a friend. So I had to call a friend. Sanel as well as Cairo. They also Cairo dropped. Black Motion also dropped an album. They dropped like album that has 26 songs or something like that, and I'm just like, how do I feel about an album that has 26 tracks but it's Black Motion? It was fire from track 1 to like track 25. Cairo did the same, dropped an album that's like that has tracks that's well in its 20s, like a lot of songs. That's ooh. Okay, yeah, he dropped an album that has a lot of songs. 70% of the album for me I enjoyed. The 30%, the first part was like, I don't know how I feel. But as soon as maybe after 5 tracks, I'm just like, yeah, now we're getting somewhere. That was it for me. Like, we're getting somewhere now. But yeah, Bekzin actually. I feel like calling one more person. I tried calling Spare, but he's in studio, and like honestly, I respect that he can't take my call. Let me call Vanco and see what's up with him. Actually, there we go. Killing. Okay.
What my DJ?
Yeah, sawubona DJ ninjani?
Right, wena still up.
Hey, right man. Mamela. I'm here. I need 2 seconds of your time. I'm here, ne? I'm trying to do a recap, 2020 recap musically, and I'm just like, hey, I feel like I need to call someone. I need to call like some friends to see how to recap 2020 just briefly and tell me what stood out for them musically, and to tell me to recap wabona house music in 2020 and how it went and what stood out for them. So help me. Tell me what stood out for you. Tell me a project number 1 that stood out for you 2020, or music that stood out for you in 2020, and tell me musically, house musically, how you feel 2020 went.
I think in probably 2020, the song that stood out for me was Afro.
Yo, Yes.
I think for me that's the song.
It changed my whole life last year.
Yeah, and what I like about this song is it wasn't hyped up because Black Coffee is playing it or she.
Oddly enough, I didn't hear. Well, maybe I wasn't there when they played it. I heard it at Spiritual mostly.
And I feel like that's one of the 2020 hits.
Yo, that was a song. That was a bop. It was mine. It was one of my top 2020 as well.
I know. I have had
Yeah, via.
too much.
Now, musically, how do you feel 2020 went for house music in general?
There was so much great music. It's just that business-wise, it didn't. I felt like there was so much content. We released so much music, and it didn't speak well when it comes to business. So that might have demoralized majority of us.
Makes sense. You're right. 100%. You're not the first one to say this as well, Guti. Like there was content, there was music, but
Best
moving.
music, best songs came out last year.
Last year, I agree. Last year,
In a while.
I also am on the same page. Like me too. Best music came out last year. Honestly speaking, in a while, music that.
What's your song for 2020?
Like you mentioned that one, yeah, the Afro Gam. I want to say the title, but I pronounce it later or something.
Yeah,
La Don.
Yeah,
La Don stood out 100%.
La Don.
La Don. That stood out for me 100%, and that stood out for me 100%. And do you know Chronicle Deep as well? I remember the one song of his called Percussionist drove me crazy.
Oh yeah, Chronicle Deep. Chronicle Deep
Yeah, ne? Yeah, vibe Chronicle Deep, ne? Sis. Yes, sis. Okay, that's all, Vanco. Thank you so much, ne? Sharp. Okay, that is the last DJ I'm calling because clearly there is no time, number one, to call everybody that I'd like to call, and people are busy because I'm literally ambushing them. Call a friend. So, DJ Ludz, Bekzin Terris, DJ Vanco. Okay, Spectacular did not pick up, which is fine because he's in studio. DJ Mzu did not pick up. I don't know what he's up to, but I'll ask. But DJ Skindeep also picked up. So it's so amazing to hear their inputs because they're saying exactly what I'm saying as well. That musically we had a lot of music pop up. And I'm going to share piece by piece. I actually want to have little snippets that I share piece by piece of what music really came up, just in case you feel like you didn't get the music. A lot of music came up. Afro tech, deep house, deep tech really made its mark, especially through events like Spiritual and Deep in the City. Shout out to the movement pushers. Whoop. What else? And the general sense that I'm getting is also that even though there was a lot of music that did drop, it's unfortunate that business-wise, no one could push. We couldn't push the way that normally we could. We saw it with Lemon and Herb, their album most anticipated, but they couldn't push it the way they wanted to push it because of lockdown. So I think this is cause to say, Mr. President, can you just open up the country again so that we can work? And now I'm also working on dropping a couple of songs in 2021, and I'm scared, but I will not drop them because I'm scared that they won't move in the streets because we can't work. Mr. President, open the country. Okay, yo. What stood out for you, man? What stood out for you? Go on ahead and share with me down below. What stood out for you musically in 2020? What happened to you? What did what to you? What event you attended? What changed your 2020? What made your 2020 worthwhile? I really want to hear that. So go on ahead and drop down below on the comments for the girl to hear. Otherwise, I think I've said my piece actually with this recap episode. And I think if we're all saying the same thing, let's just see what 2021 has in store for us actually. Let's just see musically what we can do. There are platforms now, online platforms and people are gonna get their time on TV. Honestly, finally. And people are going to get the opportunities that they deserve, because now this honestly was also COVID coming, even though it came like a tornado. It had its advantages, whereby really some very talented producers and DJs got the platforms that they deserve. Like DJ Ludz, honestly, a residency on Power FM. Yeah, well done. So yeah. We're looking forward to 2021. Very excited about what's in store. Very excited about what's in store for the side sessions. We are going high key now. We're not sleeping. We're doing everything that we need to do to make sure that this platform grows to the level that we want it to grow to. We're doing everything that we can. So please do your bit as well and subscribe. Also, we're on the audio platforms. What do they call them? Audio platforms, right? Podcast platforms. We're on the podcast platforms. The side sessions are live. So if you're not a watcher and you're a listener while you do, your chores, whatever, we're online on Spotify's, on the Google What's. Just go on ahead and search us there. You'll definitely find us. You can recap yourself on the 2020 episodes. Just listen to them. And the 2021 episodes are also going to be online and live, coming pretty soon. So we're excited. Go on ahead, follow. Do what I have to do, follow. Also, we have just started our page on Instagram at @sci_sessions on Instagram. You can find all of the streamlined content there. Press a follow there. Right here on YouTube, go on ahead, press subscribe. Press subscribe to the page. Press subscribe to the page. If you're enjoying the content, I don't want to, force you, but if you're enjoying the page, press subscribe. If you enjoy the video, press like. I really do want to see the love. Leave me a comment, y'all. I mean, like, validate the girl. Show some love. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I guess that's it for the recap episode of 2020. And welcome to 2021, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be fire. We've got so much planned, like I said. Some new talent. People that you're going to be seeing on your TVs very soon. It's all coming up right here on the side sessions. Don't tell me you didn't see it here first. Don't. Anyway, for now, Bay DJ Side Jones signing out, saying, happy 2021. Let's make it the best year of our lives. Let's try our best. That's all we can do. So, yeah. I can't believe that worked. Woo!